What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the wrestling news on October 7th, 18th. No, actually. And we're going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know. And it's going to be about I'll say on the Wrestle Talk article, and make sure to watch it to the very end. These news stories are going to be extremely intriguing to talk about on today's video. And we're going to start off today with some a new WWE signing spotted ahead of WWE SmackDown debut. And yeah, we got some very intriguing news indeed on the start of the video, because it says a pair of the new WWE signing. Yes, I said it with a capital plural. I have been spotted ahead of their participated debut at tonight's Friday night SmackDown. Since entering free agency in April, the future of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin has been the subject of much speculation. Yeah, much speculation. While the team were reported to be close to sign with AEW shortly after their TNA wrestling departure, no move materialized, paving the way for WWE to reportedly sign both the contracts in September, following several weeks of vignettes teasing their TV debut. We have potential confirmation that the Motor City Machine Guns will be debuting on tonight's SmackDown on October 8th. According to PW Insider, both Shelley and Sabin were spotted at Charlotte Airport that last night on October 17th, just hours away from their location for tonight's episode of SmackDown in Columbia, South Carolina. Excuse me for a moment, for just a second. Hello. Hey, bro. Assassinators. Yeah, they were low. They were spotted like in Charlotte Airport last night on October 17th, just hours away from the location for tonight's episode of SmackDown in Columbia, South Carolina. And it says right here, Shelly and Sabin are expected to be revealed like as the mystery opponents of Los Garza, most specifically Berto and Angel, on tonight's SmackDown. A match set up by Nick Aldis on last week's episode of the show. Wrestle Talk will provide further updates on Motor City Machine Guns, like in other SmackDown news, as when it becomes available. And do you think, like, with them being in the North Carolina area, is means that they're going to be on tonight's SmackDown in South Carolina? And do you think they're going to be making their debuts against Los Garza? And these are the guys that Nick Aldis were referring to when, excuse me, and he was referring to new guys that he's bringing in on the SmackDown roster. And do you think they're going to beat them? And do you think they're going to earn themselves an opportunity for the Bloodlines WWE Tag Team Championships? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And if so, of all that, do you think they're going to defeat Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa? I'll say if there's not any futures of Solo Sikoa being WWE champion, which there's likely isn't, I would say yes. I would say that they could win, like they could beat them like at either at the go home show edition of SmackDown, like before Crown Jewel, or even at the Crown Jewel PA itself. Which that's very sad. The sad thing is, like, they hardly do put tag team matches on pay-per-views these days. Like, I understand why. Like, it's a lack of them being featured on the premium live event. They need to start doing it more often, and other than WrestleMania or even bigger other. I mean, even on other big pay-per-views, they do not like have they do not have them on like on the SummerSlam or what's that called, Survivor Series, or even what they call it, or even what's the other pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble, like from the last year. Like, I wonder why, and that really needs to be changed for the better. Like, with them, that's the only thing that they're lacking of right now. And some might say, like, and also appearance of African American wrestlers, including the male ones. Like, well, that they only have a limited amount, and y'all need to understand that. For those that think that WWE is racist for not not putting putting guys that deserves a push. Like, well, like I'm gonna tell you, like what Booker T would say. Like he said on one of his recent episodes of his Hall of Fame podcast. Like are they in storylines? Like, if there's the mass majority of of some of the wrestlers that are black, and I'm not trying to say this in an insulting way, but I'm saying, like, unless if they're in some kind of an intriguing angle to be on the premium live event, I don't think it's a good idea to put it on there. Like, and there will be one thing that everybody, the same people that are complaining about not having black wrestlers featured on the pay-per-view, like, and that would be kind of a hypocritical move. Like, and I hope I didn't offend nobody, but just saying, like y'all asked for this, like y'all asked for something like that, but yeah, y'all still would complain about it anyway, so it wouldn't make much of a difference. But my point is, like, I guess that's for them to be in a good creative storyline, and then put them in in a major event, like and be in a match. Which I wish that there was a way, like, because I like the idea of somebody like in that category could be in some kind of a wrestling angle. Like, I mean, some kind of a like in the match wise, not just like like for anything else, of course, but yeah, like something that's gonna make sense in the storyline wise. But anyways, let's move on. We got some WWE backstage reaction to Cody Rhodes' CM Punk and the Bloodline as top stars. And the backstage reaction to Cody Rhodes and CM Punk and the Bloodline as top like WWE stars has been revealed. and WWE's Bad Blood PLE on October 5th, was an event, like a great deal of anticipation, from fans, with matches such as CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in Hell in a Cell, and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns first ever team up against the Bloodline, featuring on the card in Atlanta, and writing in the newsletter, Dave Meltzer revealed via a WWE source that Bad Blood had the highest level of interest, of a B level WWE PLE in 2024. Thus far, with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk in the Bloodline viewed as attributing factors, for the event's success, and workhorse champion who makes people happy. They've engaged the product. Punk is the legit attraction he always wanted to be. The Bloodline business is booming. Despite plenty of speculation before WWE Bad Blood took place, it was the Bloodline's tag team match with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns that eventually took the main event spot in Atlanta. With CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, well received Hell in a Cell match opening the night's proceedings. The buzz surrounding WWE Bad Blood was aided, featured aided further by not only the return of the Rock in at the end of the show, but also the viral brawl between Rhodes and Kevin Owens, which was captured on camera by fans outside of the State Farm Arena. And what are your thoughts on them scoring the highest interest in first interest of the year in the B Plus premium live event? And do you think this is a big record? And do you think this pay-per-view was the second best pay-per-view? I would say maybe next to SummerSlam, of course. And also I did said that those were the top two best matches of the night, which Cody and Roman taking on the Bloodline was #1 Golden Trophy, while I gave CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre the second place silver trophy, because that was really good as well. If the Cody and Roman match was not Cody and Roman match versus the Bloodline was not on the card, that should have definitely main evented the show. But since that we got a much more bigger storyline than that, between Punk and McIntyre, out of the hometown hero and his former enemy that's turned into ally that could potentially go back to his enemy because of what he wants back from Cody, and that is the Undisputed Championship. But I want to ask you this question: do you think that these two matches were the reason why it got the highest interest, or what's your opinions are? Let me know about them in the comment section right down below. But moving on, we got a WWE star keeping contract status secretive is an update. And an update has emerged on Kevin Owens' WWE status following recent contract negotiations and speculation about his future. With Owens previously confirming that his deal is up in early 2025, recent reports have indicated that Owens is in talks about a potential new contract. According to Dave Meltzer, in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, those close to the situation have been keeping Owens' exact status a secret. Meltzer also addressed rumors that Owens quietly resigned before Bash in Berlin, writing, regarding Owens, like in his contract, there are a lot of different stories going around. There are reports that he's close to signing or hasn't signed, could go to AEW in January when his deal is up. I do know that multiple people in wrestling have said, dating back to Bash in Berlin, that they believe he's signed, but it's being kept quiet. But that's wrestling rumors that we haven't been able to directly confirm. Like those closest to the situation have not said anything about any of the different versions of the story out, and very clearly, like whatever the story is, he wants to secret. He wants it secretive for now. Owens is currently involved in a top storyline, like with the popular star attacking Cody Rhodes following the Bad Blood Premium Live event, and also attacking Randy Orton following the post-show episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, Kevin Owens shared a video like on social media, like addressing these attacks, like which you can see more about right here down below. If I can only can get the video of it. Yeah, before I get into that, what are your thoughts on the status? And do you think he's going to re-sign a new deal, or is he going to let it expire? And if so, where else he's going to go? Do you think a certain all elite promotion is in his future in 2025? And maybe he can go by his real name, Kevin Steen, perhaps. And maybe he can even make occasional appearances on the show that this certain Anthony guy that owns it now, that Kevin used to wrestle for, to make he started his popularity in wrestling at. Let me know in the comment section right down below. But moving on, we got more news about Kevin Owens, like accuses WWE of unfair treatment after Cody and Randy Orton incident. Kevin Owens has candidly commented on the situation with WWE after his recent attacks on Randy Orton. Oh, before I continue this, I want to tell you that last week on the SmackDown review video that Kevin Owens got suspended and fined for attacking Cody Rhodes, in kayfabe, of course. I'm not sure about in reality, but yeah, that's what the commentators mentioned, until Kevin Owens then said, I want to give you my reasons, but WWE won't want to give it to him for some reason. And I wonder when the suspension is going to be. Let me know in the comments. That'd probably be double more than what Nick Aldis probably put onto his suspension, considering what he did to Randy Orton afterwards. But anyways, it says right here, Kevin Owens, what I'm talking about, Owens posted a video on to social media where he has revealed that he believes WWE have tried to shut him up, over the recent events, with the company not allowing him to tell his side of the story. And starting the video, Bad Blood, there's been a lot of questions about why I did what I did to Cody. There's been a lot of judgments too, a lot of people judging me for what I did. And as much as I'd love to explain myself, give my side of the story, and speak my mind, WWE has not allowed me to do that. They have done the opposite. Actually, have tried to shut me up. It seems because they wouldn't let me come to SmackDown. They told me to stay home last Friday actually, and even though I believe there, and belong there. Where did I even came from? Even though I belong there, like, and when I showed up anyway, they cut my mic and did everything they could for me not to be able to talk. Like, and then like over the weekend, I sent them a video that I hope they would air on Raw last night. Like, and they didn't, so nobody could hear what I had to say. Like, but of course, like they had plenty of time for Cody to talk. Look, like the last thing I want to do is do this on social media because I hate it. So I'm giving them until Friday, this Friday, like on WWE SmackDown, to air my video, so that people can hear what I have to say, and if they don't, then guess I'll post it here. Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes after that blood, and Randy Orton last Friday on SmackDown. His frustration seemingly stemmed from Cody deciding to team with Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton supporting him in doing so. You don't understand why the video on the report's not showing, but I'm just gonna tell you guys, and ask you guys, like, do you think they're gonna show the video on SmackDown tonight, or do you think that WWE is gonna refuse to do so, and then Kevin Owens is probably gonna attempt to interfere on the show, like if they don't show it, like, and I think that wouldn't be a good idea if they didn't show it, like it would have. Actually makes sense for them to show the video of trying to get everybody's attention, including WWE, so he can get a chance of speaking his side of the story, which hopefully they'll follow that up in the week after SmackDown on October 25th. Yeah. But we're just gonna, like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see like where this transpires, like which it's gonna all start on tonight's Friday SmackDown, because it seemed like Kevin Owens was suspended, which I think he's gonna stay suspended for at least another week, along with a much heftier double the fine it was before. Excuse me. But moving forward, we got potential plans for WWE WrestleMania in the UK updates. And yeah, we got a quick update like has emerged on the possibility of a WWE WrestleMania event taking place in the UK, like following Cody Rhodes' recent comments with John Cena pitching a UK WrestleMania at Money in the Bank in 2023, and Triple H visiting the mayor of London, like what's his name, Sadiq Sadiq Khan, like in July. There has been a lot of speculation about potential plans for a British show of shows. These rumors were fueled by Cody Rhodes, who is a recent BBC interview predict that a UK WrestleMania could take place at at, it take place in the next 5 years. Dave Meltzer has now noted that WrestleMania seems to be a distant second place to the NFL Super Bowl in terms of priorities, to host in the city of London. And Meltzer explained the following in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. He he stated Rhodes was a BBC live talking about Mania in the UK, and said I'm aiming it. If I'm aiming it, would be cool to get it in the next 5 years. There's some really big venues over here that could host a WrestleMania. I think American fans would jump at the chance to come to a WrestleMania, whether that be in Manchester or London. I think they'd go nuts for it. There's real talk of that, but when Roger Goddale I talked about the idea of a Super Bowl at Wembley Stadium, when it comes to WWE, they're now in a distant second place when it comes to priorities in the city. One of Cody Rhodes's rivals is reportedly being secretive, about his contract status, which you can read about on the next video. I mean, we'll read about on the next. I want to ask you this question: what are your thoughts onto this latest update about the UK potentially can host a WrestleMania in the next few years? And do you think it'll be exactly 5 years from now, like at WrestleMania 45, or do you think it's going to be more sooner, like WrestleMania 42 or 43, perhaps? Even though, in the next year or two, after 2025, they're going to probably be in Saudi Arabia. But that all depends, what exactly they have planned for. But it seems like we're just gonna have to wait and see what's the next update or what WWE is gonna announce uh, after this WrestleMania, where the next WrestleMania is gonna be located at, for WrestleMania 42, and then after that 43, unless we can get something that's been leaked or whatever the updates is, what could potentially be the next WrestleMania homes. But for now, let's move on to the next slide. And we got next up, we got a WWE show to run head to head with AEW Dynamite episode next. Yeah, in the near future. And it says right here, we got some very interesting news now, about a potential return of the Wednesday Night War, in an upcoming WWE versus AEW head-to-head appears to have been revealed, with an upcoming edition of NXT moving to Wednesday night. NXT, and AEW Dynamite have already clashed during the WWE brand's new run, on the CW. Some overlapped between the two shows on October 8th, and it says right here, and according to Dave Meltzer in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the U.S. the Electric Week edition of NXT is believed to be set for Wednesday on November 6th, one day after the election. And noting that this is expected to be the NXT taping at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Meltzer wrote, WWE has a date booked for the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. While not confirmed, that belief is that it will be on November 6th. which would be the NXT TV tapings, like on a Wednesday, like the day after the election. Like the fact that will be a show has been confirmed by many, just not the date. And it says right here, NXT will be the unfamiliar night, like, and I presume like they'll load it up, going head to head with AEW. Like, it makes sense, like the idea of NXT from the ECW arena, like for the first time, will get enough buzz to help grow the audience in the attempt to beat AEW. This would mean that NXT would clash with AEW Dynamite, like the AEW Dynamite show set to take place in Manchester, New Hampshire, if I'm mistaken, where Dynamite is going to be located for that episode, and a lot of changed surrounding the NXT brand following its CW debut on October 1st, like with the show given a new presentation, like, and the likes of Stephanie McCurr like making their debut. And but what are your thoughts on to NXT going to be moved over to Wednesday night, given that the election day is going to be the night before, and it seems like probably nobody's not going to really going to be watching the NXT show, like. But then again, like, unless they're not into politics and they just want to genuinely watch the show, but it seems like they're going to have to wait anyways, because things WWE WWE thinks that most of their viewers are into politics and elections. So I guess the best idea to do it like this way. Better to be safe than sorry. And what are your thoughts on to this latest news? And do you think that NXT is going to win again, like in their Tuesday Night War, like a week ago, or do you think that AEW has a better chance of outshining the Black and Yellow Brands show? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But either way, like, I'm gonna be reviewing those two shows, and I'm likely gonna what they gonna be calling the shows, like, but it's gonna be the complete opposite, like I did on the Wednesday Night War show. I'm gonna do the AEW. I'm gonna do AEW Dynamite on that night, and I'm probably gonna save the NXT review show for Thursday night, the following night, like, just to make it fair, like for just to make it fair for because it'll be probably too much to watch. Unless I watch both of them at once, like, I would review both. But since I'm not gonna be watching both at the same time, like, I'm gonna have to watch one at a time. Like, first I watch AEW Dynamite and then make a review of that, like, afterwards, like on that exact same night. And then I'm gonna do NXT. Like, I'm gonna watch NXT like after I make the review, like, of AEW Dynamite, and then I'll make the review on it the next day on that afternoon on the Thursday, which will be November 7th. But let me know about this in the comments below, like, what's gonna be the best show and who's gonna outshine who. But we're just gonna move on. We got next up we got an injured WWE star set to for a top match at WrestleMania 41. An update has emerged on WrestleMania 41 plans, like, for Charlotte Flair, like, who's currently out of action due to injury. Like, Flair has been on the shelf for the entire women's champion suffered a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus injury. in her match against Asuka on December 8th, 2023, SmackDown, SmackDown episode. It went with Flair missing WrestleMania 40. There has been some speculation about her potential return, like ahead of next April's WrestleMania 41. And Wrestle votes like on Backstage Pass, like Charlotte Flair is expected to be in the fold like for a top match at WrestleMania 41. They said I haven't heard like too much about potential women's matches at WrestleMania. I do know that Charlotte is going to be in the fold and at the top of any women's wrestling card that they present for WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair wasn't included in the 2024 WWE draft due to her injury, so could return on Raw or SmackDown at any moment once she gets cleared. But Nia Jax is the current WWE Women's Champion on SmackDown, while Liv Morgan holds the Women's World Championship, like on Monday Night Raw. Like Flair recently addressed her injury and a WWE hiatus, which you can learn about right here on this next story we're going to be talking about today. And what are your thoughts on to the Queen of Flares is gonna be making a return? And when do you think that you're gonna make it? Like, do you think it's gonna be as soon as in the next couple of weeks, or maybe a month, maybe even 2 months, like being a whole year since the last time she wrestled? Or do you think they're gonna wait until the Royal Rumble 2025? Let me know down in the comments below about that. And then for this, and do you agree with the speculating rumor about her having a big marquee match? And do you think it's gonna be like an match against Nia Jax or Liv Morgan at the show of shows? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. I think it's gonna be on SmackDown for two reasons. One, that was the last place that she wrestled at, and secondly, like her husband currently wrestles there, and he's about to wrestle Carmelo Hayes on like in their final best of seven series match, like in their part seven match, like which whoever wins gets the fourth win out of the series. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below. But I wish her a full, fast, speed recovery. Even though it's been almost a year since the last time we saw her compete, but hopefully there's going to be a change very, very soon. But let's move on to the next slide. But moving on, we got more Charlotte Flair news now as the Queen calls the knee injury a mixed blessing. Like with the 14-time women's champion, Charlotte Flair has called her current knee injury a total mixed blessing during a match against Asuka, like on the December 2023 episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Charlotte Flair suffered a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus since then. Like Flair underwent surgery to recover from those injuries in January and has been rehabbing from the past 10 months. Speaking with Forever Young podcast, Charlotte joked that she thought her life was over after suffering a injury. She explains, when it first happened, I thought my life was over, while laughing jokefully. Like I was like, oh my gosh, perfect storm. And then she added, my husband had just came back to the company, or was on his way back. I knew he was going to be debuting soon. Like from the moment that I saw, the moment that I was taken out, like I just have kept telling myself that I'm going to come back the best version of the queen when I do come back. And reflecting on the injury, like being a mixed blessing, like she added, like, you never like to be sidelined due to an injury, but then again, I'm not sure if I would have ever sidelined myself had it not been for the injury. Like, and she had it like so. It's been a challenge, like, but uh, but a challenge I know that's going to make me better in the long run. Like because I've had the opportunity over these. I think it's been like 8 months now, like to go back, like and see things that I would have done, like over what can I do, do over look like at the landscape of the division, like try to figure out like where I can add character, like layers when I come back. And I think like the biggest like struggle for me mentally is I've never not been able to rely on my athleticism, like where I might be the best like on the mic or a certain look. I've always been so proud of how physical I am, like in that, and not having the that feel 100% like has been an adjustment for me, like where before I know the girls like respected me for being tough and not being injured. And when this happened, I was like gasp, like I can't be injured. So it's been a mixed blessing, like for it feels like very vulnerable, like, but I know that in the long run, like it's going to be better than me, better for me, not better, and better for me, what she said. And she continued, to be surprised. Like it seems to be seen when Charlotte Flair will return to the squared circle, like at the time of this writing. But what are your thoughts on today? And do you think that this was like like? Do you agree with Charlotte? This was a as a was a blessing in some capacity, for her being injured, which I'm not sure what you would agree on. Well, other than her not taking any opportunities from the women, well, I don't think that she would have done that anyway, because after she put over Rhea Ripley and Rhea Ripley beat her for the women's world championship, which was the SmackDown women's champion at the time. Like she put over a lot of women's wrestlers, like from the likes of Asuka, Bianca Belair, and even Bailey and Io Sky. Like from their time when she was not injured. And when you think she's gonna come back? Like and I kind of missed her being on the SmackDown roster as well. Like she was a pretty solid talent, like in the women's division, and maybe that's what the WWE SmackDown division is missing, is the Queen of Flares herself, and maybe she could be a perfect opponent for Nia Jackson. Nia Jackson's up and coming title defense, her next one, of course, if not Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill. But let's moving on. We got spoilers on an AEW star earning future title shot, and it says right here that following the uh, October 17th the October 17th AEW Collision TV tapings, like a spoiler has been revealed, like with an AEW chain earning a future title shot. And yeah, if y'all don't want to be spoiled, I would recommend you Assassinators to skip over to the next video. And I mean, I skip. I mean, well, this is live right now, but when it comes pre-taped, like for the next 10 seconds, but I mean, not 10 seconds, the 10 minutes, I meant to say 10 minutes on the 56-minute mark, which, if y'all watching this live, however, like just click out the video for a minute or yeah, you don't want to be spoiled, but it says on the October 16th edition of AEW Dynamite, Anna Jay confronted the current AEW Women's World Champion Mariah May in a backstage segment. Well, we already knew that, like, because it just happened. I reviewed it about a couple of days ago. Make sure to check that out. But this led to an AEW's women's title eliminator match, like being set up for the October 19th Battle of the Belts, like on Saturday, like part 12, like on Thursday, October 17th, Battle of the Belts, like event, like on and Saturday's episode of AEW Collision were taped from Stockton, California. And it said right here, according to PW Insider, Anna Jay faced Mariah May in the main event of Battle of the Belts Part 12. Like I show that will air following the October 19th episode of AEW Collision. In the match, like it says, Anna Jay like picked up the win like over May in a very shocking twist of the event, like to earn herself a future title shot for the AEW Women's World Championship. And here are the rest of the spoilers on the show down below, according to, according by PW Insider. X double I, with the reigning defending Continental Champion, the bitch man Kazuchika Okada, defended his title against Kyle O'Reilly to retain. This went nearly like the 20-minute time limit, and then we also got Brian Cage and Lance Archer defeated John Cruz and what Jack Cartwheel, like in Anna Jay, yeah, eventually did in the finale of the show, defeated Mariah May, the champion, in a AEW Women's World Title Eliminator, like for a future title opportunity. Meanwhile, the October 19th collision will feature the AEW World Trios Championships, like on the line, like in the main event, like and Ricochet was in action against AR5 onto I believe on Collision, and it said here also AEW World Champion Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club continue their attacks, like as they try to take over the promotion. Here are the spoilers on AEW Collision now up next. Like you can read down below. It says Roosh and Beast Mortos and defeated Outrunners. Bruce and Beast Mortos defeated the Outrunners Outrunners, with FTR saved the Outrunners. Like after the bout, like the House of Blacks, most specifically Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews and Brody King defeated the three enhancement talents. Ricochet defeated AR Fox. Ricochet cut a promo on international champion Konosuke Takeshita after the match. We got Chris Statlander defeated Harley Cameron. Chris Statlander challenged Camille to a match and offered Mercedes Moné a front row seat. Like Orange Cassidy defeated Bulk Bronson, and we also have Daniel Garcia and Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn defeated the premier athletes of Tony Nese, Josh Woods, and Aria Davari. And then we also got Jamie Hayter defeated Brooke Havoc, and Penelope Ford cuts a promo on Jamie Hayter and announced she was going after Hayter. And then we also got Kyle Fletcher defeated Atlantic Junior, and the AEW trios champions like Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Willie Yuta defeated Darius and Dante Martin and Action Andretti of Top Flight to retain their titles. And then John Moxley and Marina Shafir entered for a post-match beatdown, leading to a Dark Order trying to make the save, but they were beaten down. It says that Wrestle Talk will provide any further news and notes from AEW Collision and Battle of the Belts Part 12 this Saturday when they become available. And what are your thoughts on today's matches? And do you think and future announcements, do you think these were the right decision move from AEW? Let me know in the comment section right down below. I will be making a review video of that as well, despite talking about this for those that were spoiled. But we're gonna be still gonna talk about, because I might forget some of them, and it's gonna be if I didn't heard about, given that it's been a long a long list of matches and segments on what's gonna be happening on both at the Collision and the Battle of the Belts event. But for now, let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about WWE releases Gunther match against another company's world champion. And we got some very intriguing news, more intriguing news, something that we probably thought that this wouldn't happen in about 20 more years in WWE, as WWE has released a shocking match featuring current world heavyweight champion Gunther against another company's current world champion. The first ever Crown Jewel company. The first Crown Jewel Championship will be crowned at this year's WWE Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia, when the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes faces off against World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. But the match will see WWE's two world champions face off, and in preparation for that, and WWE has now released a match which pits Gunther against another current world champion, and unfortunately, it's not from AEW. Even though it would be a dream match to see him face John Moxley, but that's not going to be happening. But anyways, it's the the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. The current world champion from a company that rival promotion. But this match, which took place at Evolve 99 in 2018, was uploaded by the WWE Vault YouTube channel today, hand chosen by Gunther as an example of what defeated the former champion, what's his name? Tetsuya Naito, the same guy that beat John Moxley for the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion at Forbidden Door. But which it says right here, and then at NJPW King of Pro Wrestling on October 14th, in a match that served as Sabre Jr.'s guaranteed at the G1 Climax, and Zack Sabre became only the second British wrestler to hold the hold the title behind Will Ospreay in 2021. Gunther commented on Sabre's victory following the match, which you can see here down below, but they're not showing it. But but they but they're showing the very long YouTube video, but I'm not sure if it's necessary to show it. But let me know down in the comment section right down below on what's your thoughts on this. This is a very shocking dream match. I can probably see him facing someone like Nick, the GCW world champion is in GCW, considering they've been partnering with those promotions. But or even whoever the world champion is in Pro Wrestling Noah or All Japan Pro Wrestling, but not in. Wow, like I did not know that the WWE is gonna have them fight each other in a dream match, like battle of the two current world champions in their respective companies. And who do you think will win this battle? But the one thing I can tell you right now, which some of y'all are already gonna know, like considering what I talk about in my AEW videos, that Gunther's gonna let Sabre Jr. have it, given that he wrestled for that company, and then he did sort of use that maneuver, but he's gonna use him as an example for anybody that has any associations with NJPW or in NJPW, including those guys in AEW, like to see watch what happens if they do disobey him again, and honestly not disobey. I mean, more likely, I'll say more likely exactly provoke him again. If they try to provoke him, you're gonna do worse of a damage to what's his name to worth of the damage to them more than he's planning on to do to Zack Sabre Jr. But yeah, but all jokes aside, even though it's not that much jokes, just a little minor joke that I thought I might make y'all crack up, but yeah, this is very interesting. And next up, we got yeah, and speaking of All Elite Wrestling, we got some AEW news with Swerve Strickland names a match. Come on. Is that he names a match which earned him trust of Anthony Khan, and former AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland has named the match that earned him the trust of Anthony Khan. After a breakout year as a single star in 2023, Swerve Strickland became AEW's first ever Black World Champion in 2024, holding the company's top prize from April's AEW Dynasty pay-per-view until August's All In London pay-per-view. Established as the top star and recently signing a bumper new contract championship match with Jon Moxley at Forbidden Door in 2023. And yeah, this is what he had to say. Recalling back to that at that time, saying through the office from talks, I heard it was me and Tanahashi on a collision when Tanahashi was it was me and him. It was going right into Forbidden Door, because I didn't do Forbidden Door, the main show on the second Forbidden Door. According to Strickland, his instinctive reaction, like with Tanahashi failed to hit his high fly flow finish, like move, high fly flow finishing move was a turning point in his career, proving to management what he can be trusted. And he added, "We were going to back and forth, and was able to hit high fly flow, but he slips off. I run like up and start flying him up, boom, 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 and he knocks me off and hits me high fly flow and wins." And it says right here that was, and then he continues to mention that was the moment Tony was like, "I can trust him in anything. I can trust him with anybody." That might be what saved the New Japan relationship with AEW. It might have been because he became the president very very soon after that. But he's hurt, like all that goes away, like all of it, like so. There's that. Like then shortly after that, I started wrestling a lot of the veterans. It was like me and RVD, and me and Jeff Hardy, me and Billy Gunn, me and Sting. It was like very it was like Swerve can make it work. Swerve can do it. I was like, bring it on, like bring it on. And Swerve Strickland recently made his return to TV after over a month away at AEW Wrestle Dream 2024, with his first match back confirmed to be against the newly debuting Shelton Benjamin on the October 30th edition of AEW Dynamite. I believe it's called Fright Night, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But who do you think is going to win that match? And what are your thoughts on Swerve Strickland telling the story, like how did he became the top star in All Elite Wrestling more sooner rather than later? And then do you think it was because of this Hiroshi Tanahashi match, like the day before Forbidden Door back in 2023? I would say maybe so. Now that he mentions it, like why would he need to make it up, like for us to see what exactly he's coming from? Which it does make sense. Like why else ever since then they started putting him in more frequent matches, even including on pay-per-views. So yeah, if that doesn't show that it was because of this particular night at AEW Collision back in 2023, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I kind of noticed that, like around that time in the summer, he was more over than ever. Like, and he was like more than just a mid Carter. And I hope he does get back right on top and maybe even become a 2-time AEW World Champion, if not multiple times more, like at least 5 times, if not 10. But yeah, that's my prediction. Like personally, like in the fantasy booking side of things, but yeah, I wish him the very best. And do you think Swerve's going to win in this match back, or do you think Shelton Benjamin's going to come and get the upper hand? I just think it's going to end in the no contest, and I wouldn't mind it because, one, I predicted it, and two, if I didn't predict it, I would still say this would be a perfect way to debut the Almighty. Like, because you do not want to make these guys look buried or look weak, like when in defeat by pinfall. But excuse me, but yeah, like I think that should be the perfect place to have Bobby Lashley's debut should take place. I'm surprised on these news stories like lately, like they haven't mentioned that whatsoever yet. Maybe they'll be on tomorrow's video. I'll be talking about when we can find out like where exactly Bobby Lashley's debut date is, and I know exactly where it is, which is going to be obviously on the 30th of October, But yeah, we're gonna move on from one AEW wrestler to another, and that is your favorite CEO. This AEW star clarifies comments about not feeling connections with Mercedes Moné, and then it says like from this AEW commentator. like Jim Ross like has provided clarification like on his on his previous comments about the TBS, current TBS champion Mercedes Moné. Like with Ross, like recently shared his honest thoughts like on Moné's AEW run, noting that he hasn't felt a connection to her yet. And Ross has now elaborated like on these comments, like noting that he believes like that AEW could be using her in a more affection affection like affect a fiction way a fiction a fiction way a fiction way like in J and Jim Ross stated, one thing that's on my mind that I want to clear up. I said something regarding Mercedes Moné that she had not ranged my bell, rage. I mean, rang with a very I'll say with a very hard G sound, like would it have the good sound, like when I say range, like if it has an E in it, my apologies. Rang my bell, like shall we say that was no disrespect meant like to her. It's all depending on how you're booking and who you're working with, like and the scenario like of the storyline. Like I think she's been short of storyline, and so therefore I haven't got to feel that grit, like and that aggression. She's very athletic and she's a beautiful woman, but golly, like she could be used a lot more effi- efficiently. Like I think like I'm not knocking the company, but she's a significant investment. Like I'm and like just to see like how it all works out. All at some point in time, like she's a lot of pride in what she wears, and like talent just take for granted and move on about their business, like not her. She's pays attention. I'm just saying that how she has been booked, like and the opponent she's worked with, like she's done a series of one-offs, like and that's hard to get over when you're doing a series of one-offs. Like you don't have time to sink your teeth into a person issue. Like, and if you don't have a person issue in my world, where good old Jr. like resides personal issues like are or everything and to have a great personal have a great personal issue. One has to several instances like